Hello everyone, and welcome to Nindies and Indies, a Nintendo fan podcast. I'm your host, ScrapGear, and joining me, as always, my good buddy, Draco Augustus. How's it going, man?
Hey. It's going good, man.
It has been a little while since we've recorded.
Yeah, I've missed you.
Yeah.
I feel like we end up saying that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like our shows kind of become at least like bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly,
every
yeah.
other week almost. Yeah. Which is okay, as long as we make time to record for things like this, like the Nindies showcase.
Yeah. But since it's been a while, as we talked about a little bit before we started recording, I haven't played that much. I will talk about a little bit of what I've played or tried to play. But let's start with you. What have you been playing since the last time we recorded?
Yeah, man. Well, I can only remember from... Well, no, yeah, I was like, there's other stuff. I wrote down a list of all the games I have played. I can't remember exactly how long ago it was that I played them. But last week, I played a bunch of games because we were on spring break and we drove in my dad's big van. We drove to Legoland in California. Ooh. And made some stops along the way, saw some sights, saw a bunch of really cool stuff. Like on the way back, we caught the petrified forest in Arizona and the meteorite crater, which is insane. But yeah, a bunch of really cool stuff. Legoland was awesome, by the way. We also went to Disneyland for a day. Go to Legoland every time because like the experience was just so much better. Like some of the rides were better at Disneyland, but the lines were just like so much longer. Even we would get the fast pass, and even those would be a long wait. And I was like, what is fast about this pass? But then you realize that like, oh, this line just goes straight to it, where the other line, it does like a bunch of zigzags and goes around several buildings and stuff. We went on some of those lines too.
I have been to Disney World once when I was a kid. I think I was in like third grade. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah.
And one of the days that we went was perfect. There were little to no lines. We rode Splash Mountain as many times as we wanted, and it was great because we were already soaked because it was pouring that whole day.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just like, oh, this is a nice warm rain. We're from New England. This is nothing.
Yeah.
So we're just like, yeah, let's do it.
I was like, it's like always raining in Orlando, so like it's it's in the wetlands.
Yeah, that's fine. Either way, it worked out great for us when we went, but yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I've been to Disney World 3 times now. But we went to Disneyland, which is in California, and it was just very similar. It's smaller. There's just 2 parks. There's the Disneyland, and then there's the Disney California Experience or whatever.
Oh yeah, you don't have like Epcot and no,
yeah.
When I went, Animal Kingdom wasn't a thing. I think they were starting to build it at the time when I went, but yeah.
See, I went like 10 years ago for my honeymoon, and the Animal Kingdom was there. That was one of our favorite things. And then Epcot, of course, was our favorite. And but anyways, Disneyland, like I said, the rides were good. And there was something going on because like it was like shoulder to shoulder people all the time. And that with like kids who are just like, oh, it's hot, and like it's just kind of like, it really wasn't that hot though. Like,
and you guys have spring break at a decent time. It was like what, middle of March when you guys have it. We have it like the second to last week of April, which that's when it starts to really get like hot and muggy down there. Yeah. So it's just ugh.
Yeah, but Legoland though was amazing. Like we got our pictures taken on all the rides, and I ended up paying for them because the quality of them was really good. And my son made the funniest face. Like he looks like a little old man just in sheer terror or something. Like
I think I've seen that one.
Okay, I was like, it got so many reactions on Facebook and stuff. It was like I had people messaging me telling me like, dude, I can't stop looking at it and I can't stop laughing. Like because my wife and I, when we saw it, we were in tears.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just amazing. And for like $50, you can link your email to this wristband, and all the rides have like a touch screen that you pick which pictures you want, and then you scan your wristband and it goes straight to your email. Like, so it's freaking awesome. Yeah. And now it was like $40 for the day, but like $50 for a year, and we were there for 2 days. So I was like, well, I'll just get the $50 one, So I think now if we go to like the Legoland in Dallas,
there you go,
we can use it there too. So but yeah, the experience was great. They have like, of course there are some lines for the rides, but none of them were more than 30 minutes. And the in between like rides in different areas, they had these just like big playgrounds, so you can go sit on a bench while the kids go play, and you can just like not wait in line, or
there you go.
And it was just like the experience was just such a better experience. Oh, and we stayed at the Castle Hotel, the Legoland Castle Hotel.
Nice.
Which was awesome. They had like a scavenger hunt every day where you go and you figure out the clues to unlock the safe in your room to get Legos. And the kids were like, it's like, oh, free Legos. And it's like, trust me, bud, that it comes with the room. It's like they're already paid for. Don't worry. They're not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say free. But yeah. Anyways, so on the way there, we started like the second day of driving was Mario Day. So I started up Super Mario Brothers Wii U, or Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which was fun. Lots of like, good Mario nostalgia, and I really like the way the levels are. I still have I ended up beating the game, but I still have like so much stuff to do. Like, I thought I had collected all the coins in the Acorn Plains, and I was like, oh, I can do the extra level in the Star place, the special world place. But I guess there's a level I need to unlock or something, or another level in Acorn Plains. I'm not sure, but it doesn't let me go to it right now. I'll have to look it up at some point.
Of course.
But yeah, so on the way there, I started playing that, and when I got a chance, I would play that. But also, me and Elliot would play some Splatoon 2 sometimes. We'd play Salmon Run, just on like, we started on like 5% and worked our way up to 15, and we're kind of just staying there. He wanted to do that because at PAX South, we did a Splatoon 2 tournament. Well, I didn't do it. It was like a kids tournament. And he did it with like one other person that they had, like, they paired them up. And basically, like, whoever would get the best score, that's how they would figure out the winner. It wasn't actually like they were battling. It was just figuring out the score of Salmon Run. But yeah, so that's what he wanted to play, and we played a bunch of that here and there. Like, we even played some of that yesterday, which of course is tons of fun because Splatoon 2, it's like always fun. But yeah, so I ended up on the way back, I ended up beating Super Mario, and then I was like wondering, I just started looking through my backlog of games that I like may have picked up on sale, and one was Slain Back from Hell, and I was like, I'm gonna play that. I remember seeing the trailer for that, and it was really cool. And I ended up beating it yesterday, and that game is freaking awesome.
Nice.
Like, have you played it at all?
No,
man, like, it is so metal. Like, of course, the soundtrack is all heavy metal.
Of course.
And you, like, and it's pretty difficult. Like, it's very much based on, like, okay, you need to counter this person at, like, just the right time so you can do more damage, or you have to, like, jump back and dodge. It's very, like, 2D Dark Souls, and but then of course, like, you read all the dialogue, but the guy totally, you're like, this is Thor, right? Like, but he's this big old, like, bearded, long-haired, gray-haired dude, and he's just like, stow your, shit talk, mortal. Oops, I said a bad word. No, but I mean, just like I mean, you could totally see him just being like, this beverage is delicious, and throwing the coffee down, like,
I'll have another. Wham!
Yeah. Yeah. And then he's like talking to these bosses. They're like, well, I'm gonna have to kill you, and he's like, you may try, but you will. Death is what you will see today, you know. And so it's great dialogue and stuff, and just super super cheesy. And when you kill a boss, it says like press attack to honor the gods, the metal gods or something. Yes. And you like stab your sword in the ground and just sit there and like sling your hair around like a freaking heavy metal rocker, you know. And I was just like, this is freaking amazing. And of course, just like blood everywhere, like dripping off the walls, like super like and it's 16-bit animation. And it just looks amazing. Anyways, I beat that yesterday. There are collectibles. I only have like you're collecting pieces of this amulet. I have 2 pieces that I haven't gotten yet. I probably won't go back to get them because that game is difficult. Maybe I'll look it up and see how difficult it is to get back to those parts. But yeah. It's a great game. I'd recommend it to anyone, especially if you like Super Nintendo and heavy metal.
Fantastic.
But yeah, anyways, I tried playing Y2K because I'm on the last bit of it. But it like while we were on the road, I couldn't like download the last update, which I think fixed the bug that I was having. But basically, the game, like at the end of it, you kind of get to these like you have to wait out the rest of the year, like basically like altering between training and like actually fighting monsters to get your experience, and then going to the mine dungeon to use your experience points to upgrade your characters and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, you need to do this for the rest of these days, which is kind of tedious. I wish there was just ways to like skip. I'm kind of like, do I really need to grind this hard to finish it? And I was like, maybe. So, but I'm at a bug right now where if you go out in the overworld to try to go to a dungeon to grind on your experience, it crashes every time you run into a monster. So I just stopped. I stopped that for a while. I was just kind of like, it's game breaking. Literally, I can't continue the game. So I stopped that, and I will see if update has downloaded here like sometime soon to try to complete that game, because that's been really fun so far.
Yeah, there and like bugs like that can you can have a ton of fun with a game, and just a bug like that can literally bug you so much that you just like you take a break from it and then you just never go back to it.
Yeah.
Like it. Another example of something that's kind of like that, doesn't impact the game at all, but like I am a huge Dragon Age fan, to the Dragon Age and Mass Effect fan, to the point where I have all of the Dragon Age games and all of the Mass Effect games except for Andromeda, both the 360 and the PS3. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to go back and play Dragon Age Origins and Awakening and start from and like go back through and get all the achievements and stuff again on the PlayStation. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine who he's only played them. Well, he's played them on PC and he's played them on PlayStation. And there's a bug with one of the achievements that says, like, I think you need to defeat 1,000 Darkspawn. What that's supposed to be is all party members across all playthroughs. If you do everything in a single playthrough, like, you should get that no problem on the Xbox 360. There's a bug with it in that on the PlayStation where it only counts the Darkspawn that the main character, the Warden, kills. And there's 996 Darkspawn in a single playthrough of Dragon Age Origins and Awakening. So you can, and for some reason, it doesn't let you do it across multiple playthroughs. You have to get all 1,000 Darkspawn kills in a single playthrough. So it's an unattainable achievement, and it bugs the crap out of me. So I haven't gone and played on the PlayStation because it's just like, no, why?
Yeah. At least that's just an achievement.
Yeah, it's just an achievement.
Like you can't finish the game. That's good.
But like it's because of that, like I haven't even bothered booting it up on the PlayStation. I've only been playing it. I've been playing it again, but I've been playing it on my Xbox One through backwards compatibility because I want to be able to just not have to worry about achievements and trophies because I'm that person.
Yeah, I gotcha. But yeah, other than that, I did jump into Fortnite Season 8 because I got the Battle Pass for free. We did the thing where you could do that. And that's really cool so far. It's very piratey themed. There's like pirate camps all around, and there's cannons you can cheat yourselves out of. And there's these new vehicles called Ballers, which they're basically gyrospheres from Jurassic World. Mm-hmm. But they have grappling hooks on them, or like grappling.
So it's like Hammond from... it's like, yeah, Hammond is his name in Overwatch, the hamster with the ball.
He has like a hook.
He has a grappling hook, and basically you can swing yourself around and smack people.
Yeah, you're basically like Spider-Man. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty fun to do that. And which I need to play more Overwatch. Elliot has actually gotten into Overwatch, and he started collecting the Overwatch Legos, which I'm like, I wanted to do that. I'm totally cool with you doing this. You know, like, I've also been building a bunch of Legos because my kids got a bunch of Legos.
Yeah, you were in Legoland, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I've been doing on my Instagram, which I made a new Instagram for just Draco Augustus instead of just friends and family as my real name. Mm-hmm. A public one, Draco Augustus, where I started actually doing time-lapse videos of me putting together some Legos with the kids.
I've seen some of those, I think.
It's pretty fun.
So
it's pretty neat thing to put on there. And but yeah, it's fun. Anyways, I think that's about it. I played this several weeks ago, Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek. Mm-hmm. So I need to talk about it because that's one I got from Tiny Build.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since it's come out, and we just hadn't gotten to talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually really fun. It's a bit easier than the original Hello Neighbor, which I like because the kids can actually like make their way through it. Mm-hmm. As in like my kids or my kid. I think he's gotten the first 2 levels done, and it's pretty neat. You still have to worry about not getting caught by, it's actually you're the little girl and your brother's chasing you. You're I think the lore is you're the kids of the original neighbor. Mm-hmm. And playing a hide and seek during this time of turmoil for your family. So of course it's all like kind of imaginary. Like the first level, you're in the African jungle, and you have to find these little cardboard cutouts of different animals and put them in a basket. Which there's little puzzles you unlock to make them fall out of trees or jump up to find them or whatever. And the whole time your little brother is a tiger or a lion chasing you. Mm-hmm. So, you have to do it without alarming him and getting caught. And then you eventually get them all, and you beat that level. And then the second level is like a cops and robbers version of that, basically. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I haven't beat it yet or anything, but that's, if anyone's into the Hello Neighbor series, especially, definitely pick that up. Good games. But yeah, man, that's it. That's I'd say that's it. That's a lot, but that's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we haven't talked in a while, so I had a lot to tell you.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying to you beforehand, and I hinted a little bit, I have not played a whole lot since the last time we recorded. A lot of what I had played, I played for like a week or so. It was basically like right before Anthem dropped. I went and I started up Dragon Age Origins again because I really wanted to play that again. Mm-hmm. And then Anthem dropped. I got through the tutorial missions, and I'm like, oh, this will be fun. I'm going to get back to this. I really want to finish Dragon Age Origins. And then I played that for a little bit more, and then I just kind of stopped playing stuff. Because I started where I've talked with some friends of mine that I play D&D with, and I've wanted to create my own world instead of using like a campaign setting that is specific from, that someone else created. I wanted to create my own, but not so fresh that I don't have anything that it's based off of. And basically the world that I'm trying to create is based off of Norse mythology. And I've gotten some ideas from other places on, like, there's one show that, like, the world that they play in, space travel is a thing. Because instead of there being different planes of existence, each of those planes is actually just a different planet that they can go and visit. So, like, instead of the fire plane, they have the fire planet that has its own name in his world. I can't remember if he said it or not. But basically, like, if you go there, it's always really hot and deserty and dry. And, like, that's the home for fire elementals and, like, red dragons and all that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to figure out how I want to do it. If I just want to have, like, a single world where each different continent would be the representation of the 9 realms from Norse mythology. So you'd have, like, Midgard, Jotunheim, Niflheim, Hel, Svartalheim, all those different places. So it's something I'm working on, and it takes a lot of time. As a matter of fact, I bought a book from, what is it? Dungeons and Dragons 3.0. So this book came out in 2002. So this book is almost 20 years old. But it was a extra source book called Deities and Demigods. And one of the sections in there is all the Asgardian deities.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and one of the reasons that I wanted to do that was, one, get an idea of what I could use specifically for the deities in this world. I mean, aside from Odin, Thor, Sif, Loki, some of those ones, I wanted some extras to pull from. Mm-hmm. But the other trick is one of the classes in Dungeons and Dragons is the cleric, and they get access to these things called domains. There's like 12 different domains. Each thing does something different. The trick is figuring out which deities or which gods and goddesses fit into each of those domains. So that way it's like, I have a cleric that is the Arcana domain. So they have a lot of, like, extra magic. What deities go off of that? So that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, is just kind of like building up some of the lore for that and trying to figure out, like, okay, what races are going to be available and all that stuff. And yeah, that's taken a lot of my time.
It sounds like it. It sounds like a lot of time consuming.
Yeah. It's fun, though, but...
Not only do games of D&D take up to 18 hours, but you also spend about 18 hours a day preparing for them.
Yeah. What was it? So I had bought this Deities and Demigods book. I bought it used on Amazon for, like, less than $20, which was nice. Because I think brand new it was $30 back when it originally came out. Buying it brand new now, because it's out of print, people charge an arm and a leg for it. Yeah. So I bought it used for, like, it was like $18.05, I think, was total. But it was in really, really good condition, like new condition. So like new that they when you bought Dungeons and Dragons books back in 3.0, they had little flyers with surveys on them that you could pull out and mail to the Wizards of the Coast business out in Washington. Yeah. And one of the things on there was like, how much time in a month do you spend playing D&D? And the most it had was like 21 or more hours in a month. And I was like, okay, well, let's see. There's usually 4 Sundays in a month. So just my Sunday game, that's been running about 8 hours. Yeah, that's more than 21 hours a month just playing D&D. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been an interesting process.
Yeah.
And then I did pick up a new game for the Switch that I haven't had a chance to play yet, because I picked it up on Wednesday, and then just the way that my schedule has worked out and everything, I was like, I should go and try playing a little bit, before we go and record today. And then I got the text from you saying, hey, can you record early today? I was like, sure. So what was it? Back when it came out, anyone who's listened to the show for a long time knows that I am a big fan of the Fate series of games and the anime. And I was really into Fate Extella. So much so that I think I've put like 80 hours into that game. And it's like a Dynasty Warrior style game. And I still put like 80 hours into it. So I found out a couple of weeks ago that Fate Extella Link was coming out. And I'm like, it's a sequel. Fantastic. Not only was the sequel, but the limited edition version was coming out on the Switch this time. And I was like, yes, I need to go and get that. So I have that. And I'm really glad I was able to get the limited edition for it. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to play it. As a matter of fact, I was downloading the update for it when you sent me that text. So next time we record, I will be able to talk about that a little bit.
Awesome.
The only other thing that I've played, I did remember this. I have been replaying Jotun, the indie game that came out last summer. I think it was this past summer, and like that game is still really it's super short. Well, I don't want to say super short, but you can sit down and you could beat it in a single sitting. Mm-hmm. But it's just really, really fun to play. Looks gorgeous, even though it's all 2D, but they did a really good job with the art, and just the story's great and all that stuff. And it's Norse mythology based. So
yeah, that reminds me, like, at the end of this direct, they kind of like say like, oh, and don't forget to pick up some of the indie games we have on here already, and they put this like big list on there, and I'm like, oh, I want to play that one still. I want to play that one still.
Yeah, there were a couple that popped up on there, and I'm just like, yeah.
Some of those are on sale too. You need to check the sales. Like Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, I think is like half off or something like that.
I already have
or
that
at
one.
Least 30. Yeah, I know you do, but but that's one that I wanted to pick up, but there were other ones too that I just can't remember right now. But
if Jotun is on sale, you should pick that up.
Yeah.
We should pick it up. It's really good.
I may have to.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's all that I've been up to for the past couple of weeks. Before we get into our main topic for this week, where we're gonna basically break down what we got to see in the Nindie showcase, there was another very short direct. It was like 7 minutes long a couple of weeks ago. Actually, it was almost a month ago now. The Pokemon Direct.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually really excited for that.
Yeah. I definitely want it. I'm ready to play some Pokemon. But I was hoping it would be a little more, not the exact same games that are on the DSs. You know what I mean? Like, which it's obviously not the exact same, but like it looks like it handles about the same. You know what I mean?
To be fair, the DS and the 3DS games handle like the original Game Boy games. Just as the iterations have gone on, they've just kind of tweaked some things, made things run a little bit smoother. Obviously, updated the graphics. So like, expecting something new and exciting, like having, I think the Pokemon Let's Go games were an interesting step in a better direction, where you still get into, I don't want to say random battles, but like you walk into a Pokemon and you can catch the Pokemon, so you know which one you're looking for, and you can try and find it and do that, which I like and don't like. I like the random encounters, because then that gives you a chance to be like, okay, I'm going to go, and I know that there's like a 5% chance of this Pokemon showing up, and I'm going to search this grass until it appears. Yeah. And so on and so forth, stuff like that. I kind of like that from the original, from all the other iterations. I'm curious to see what new kind of mechanic they're doing in this one, because I didn't play Sun or Moon, but my understanding is there wasn't really gym badges that you got in that one.
Oh, okay. That's one that I've been wanting to go back and play, because Elliot totally stopped playing, and I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to take your 2DS and play Pokemon Moon since you haven't been playing. He's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. And I just haven't gotten to do it. But
from what I've seen from the little bit of the Pokemon Sun and Moon cartoon or the anime episodes versus and the little bit that I've seen from actual gameplay is that basically on each island there's a challenge, and when you complete that challenge you get the blessing of the totem from that island. And
so
once
there's still badges, it's just they brand it different.
Yeah.
Kinda.
And it's not like, hey, take this team in and just beat up this opponent's Pokemon. Sometimes it is just like take your team in and then you have to fight like this really strong version of a particular type of Pokemon that has abilities it normally wouldn't have. So yeah. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this one. I'm also curious to see if they're going to have new versions of some of the old Pokemon, like what they did with the Alola versions, like the Alolan Vulpix and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that was cool. I like how they worked that into some Smash Brothers too, like the Ice Vulpix and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. That is probably going to be the reason that I will finally pick up a second Switch at some point. But
oh yeah.
We'll see.
Cool. I like the starter Pokemon. I think they look cool. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna pick.
I'm gonna have to wait to see what the final evolutions are, because ever since Ruby and Sapphire,
it's gonna be a firefighting type. It's gonna be.
It can't be. No more firefighting. They tried to be like, no, Incineroar, he's not firefighting. He's fire dark. He's totally firefighting. He's a freaking wrestler.
Yeah. But yeah, they all look cool. I really like the Sobble, the
water one,
lizard. Yeah, the chameleon thing that goes invisible. It looks like that might be a water dark type. That would be pretty cool. Final evolution. Maybe.
We'll see. We shall see.
But yeah, the game looks pretty gorgeous. Other than I just remember whenever like Breath of the Wild came out, and people were like, "Oh, the next Pokemon game is going to be on the Switch. What if it's an open world Pokemon game where you just like run into? It's like Breath of the Wild on the Breath of the Wild engine." And
that's a lot of like
amazing.
Hoping. Like that'd be amazing. That's a lot to hope for a Pokemon game. Keep in mind,
it really is.
While these games can be enjoyed by anyone of any age, they are geared more towards a younger audience. So they can't make it too crazy.
Yeah. It would be so cool, though.
But the theme for this one does seem like it's Northern Europe. You got one city that looks like kind of like London, but the like name of the region is the Galar region.
Yeah.
As in Heimdall's Gjallarhorn.
Yeah.
So it's like... I think it's just supposed to be like like the British Isles, kind of is what the theme is for it. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I haven't actually sat down to play a Pokemon game in a very long time, but this one I will, namely because I don't have to play on a handheld, and my hands will cramp up after so long.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the main thing that we wanted to talk about. Well, I forgot to check the date. Was it this past week? It was just the other day, wasn't it?
2 days ago.
2 days ago, yes. Man, my days are all mixed up. So yes, a couple of days ago, Nintendo really broadcast a Nindies Direct. So we got to see a bunch of new indie games that are coming, well, new-ish indie games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch. Starting off with Cuphead. Coming to Switch April 18th, 2019. Happy birthday to me. Here's Cuphead.
Yeah. Everybody wanted this so bad, but then there are so many people who are just like, no, it's Xbox exclusive.
It's Xbox exclusive, but like Xbox and Nintendo have been playing nice together. So
exactly.
I am really excited for this, and at the same time, I have it on the Xbox, and I try really, really hard not to chuck my controller, because like the game is fun, but it's super frustrating.
Yeah, I've heard some people say like, be careful, don't throw your Switch.
Yeah, it's like, oh, don't play. Yeah, don't play it in handheld, because you'll just like snap your Joy-Con off the side of it. There are plenty of videos of people that I have seen that have like gone and play through the whole thing and they were playing it on, because I think it also came to Steam. Oh no, it would have been through, you could play it on PC.
They'll play anywhere, yeah.
Yeah, they'll play anywhere. And people have broken keyboards, broken controllers. One guy, you couldn't see it through the stream that he was playing, but it was a clip, and he just like chucked it. He like got frustrated. He threw his controller onto his desk. It bounced up and hit his computer monitor, shattered it.
Oh my goodness.
That game is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
And like
I'm probably about like halfway through the second island right now, and I just haven't had the time to actually sit down and just keep playing because I'll like the kids will be home or something. And
I think it's the third island is where I was just like, no, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, I just want to rip my hair out and just like, no.
Yeah. See, that's like, I feel like Slain kind of has me back in the mood to play something where it's like, okay, try again. Okay, try again and again. Because the way Slain work is like starts you right at a checkpoint, and you just have to make it to the next one, and you die a lot before you do. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how Cuphead is too. You just have to get used to dying a lot until you can get it just right.
Yep. And I think what it was is I could probably go back to it and play it for a bit now, but of course, like, it's been so long, I don't remember what the attack patterns for the boss that I was working on. Yeah. So it's just a matter of just kind of
just got to jump in and refigure it out.
And like, just like with a lot of older platforming games, like once you figure out a boss's attack pattern, they become really, really easy to beat. But you just got to hit that point, and sometimes it's just like,
yeah, I'll have really good runs sometimes, and then the next run I just completely just like botch it. But then the next one I'll like get a little further, and I'm like, okay, I almost have it. I know the pattern thing, but then I'll start and I'll just get hit right off the bat, and I'm like, dang it, I already have like only 2 hits left, even though I can still do really well. But I still want to do really well as long as I can just to get that muscle memory in there. So it's a whole different type of frustration that not a lot of gamers these days understand.
Yeah. Like, I'm used to the games that are just like, here's the difficulty. Oh, you want it on easy? No, I mean, I guess it's on easy. Oh, you want it on hard? I guess it's on hard. I don't know.
It's either on or off. You get what you get.
Your difficulty settings is the console on or off? Yeah, if it's on, there's your difficulty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited for it to come, and at the same time, I'm just like, do I want it on the Switch?
There's supposed to be a physical edition too. I'm not going to buy it right off. There's another game on this list that I might actually get over that. Cuphead, because I'd rather wait for the physical edition.
Yeah.
Which they said that once all their DLC is released, that's when they'll release the pulling a Shovel Knight on us. But yeah, I still think it's awesome that it is coming to Switch, because there's a lot of people that don't have have an Xbox, and they have a Switch, and they're like, man, that game looks great.
Yeah.
But I don't have an Xbox, and so yeah.
I think this is great, and this is another kind of like Microsoft and Nintendo just working together, bringing games to gamers. It's just like, yes, I love that feeling. All right.
Rare Replay Complete Edition is next, hopefully.
Yeah, there we go.
By Complete Edition, I mean it will also have Diddy Kong Racing and Donkey Kong 64 on it.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, Overland, coming this fall. This is a weird procedurally generated kind of tactics game.
Yeah, kind of turn-based. Not really turn-based, but everything gets a move.
Yeah.
And tactics is a good way to put it. Tactics survival game.
Yeah, it's a tactics survival zombie apocalypse based game, kind of looking thing. It looks really interesting, and it's coming this fall. My problem with it is like, I can only do so many tactics games at a time. I love tactics games, but
when is Fire Emblem coming out
this summer? I already have the. I had to go through the GameStop website because it's the only place that you can pre-order the limited edition.
Oh yeah,
and I had to get the limited edition because I freaking love Fire Emblem. So I was just like, so I saw that, and I'm like, man, that looks really cool. But Fire Emblem is coming out earlier, and like I always, if somebody is like, I don't know how I feel about tactics games, always go for an indie one. It's not gonna be as clean or crisp as like a studio, like for Fire Emblem. It's not gonna be that crisp and clean. Mm-hmm. However, they're a lot of fun, and I always support like anybody who's like, I don't know, should I get this indie game? Because that's what our show is all about. We like supporting indie studios, but like, I thought I was gonna get some extra work so that my wife and I could finally move out of my mother-in-law's place. That's not happening. So like, I have to balance, and it's like, I'm already paying $100 for the Fire Emblem Seasons of War edition. It comes with a lot of really cool stuff, which is why I'm just like, it's worth it because I love this series, but my wallet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really good, and it looks like it could be a lot of fun, but like it's coming out too close to when Fire Emblem comes out, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to pass on it. I'm gonna have to pass on a lot of these just because of I gotta save up for that.
Yeah, I gotcha. I hear you. Yeah, I was like, all these games look awesome, but there's also a lot of really awesome like AAA games coming out too. So definitely gonna have to pick and choose. But
like this next one that we're gonna talk about.
Oh, it looks
so good. It has a really cool concept for it.
Yeah,
but it's coming out the same month as Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem either comes out in June or July. I can't remember right off the bat, but I think it's in June, like the end of June. But my friend Pedro, you are a ballerina enthusiast assassin who gets led on an adventure by a sentient banana named Pedro. Yes. And I'm just like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It looks great. It
looks like a 2D version of Robo Recall. A 2D side-scrolling version of Robo Recall is what it looks like to me, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I saw a trailer for it a while back, but it is supposed to be exclusive to Switch. Mm-hmm. But I think maybe it'll be on Steam too. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks freaking amazing. Just jumping around, dual wielding pistols and machine guns and kicking stuff back at people, ricocheting bullets off of
everything. Yeah. I think your microphone just cut out.
Oh, is that better?
There we go.
It's been doing that while you've been talking every now and then. I'm like, oh crap, be good, computer.
Yeah, you're still good. I can hear you.
I think I'm not anymore.
I mean, you're coming through on my end.
I am? That's good. Yeah. Because I can't find Discord. I think it just shut down.
Oh.
That's weird.
Well, you're still here for now. And our listeners get to hear about the lovely intricacies of technical difficulties, which you just froze, so I think, crap. But yeah, so my friend Pedro looks amazing. Looks super fun. But okay, and that is supposed to come out this June. So next thing that they showed off.
Right So that's my birthday present right there.
Oh, there you go. The next thing they showed off was Neocab, available this summer. It has a really interesting premise. I don't know how I feel about it, though.
Yeah, as a Lyft driver, I'll pass.
There you go.
I'm sure it has a cool story and stuff, but there's just so many other games that probably won't be one I put my time into. But I think it's a neat take on that type of game, and I think it's cool. Mm-hmm. Has really cool artwork.
Yes.
Hand drawn, neon, cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I guess is how you say that.
Yeah, cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, I think, is the genre that falls under. All right.
Yeah.
Next thing that they showed off the Red Lantern coming later this year. I mean, that could be anywhere from now until December 31st.
Yep.
Potentially.
It looks really cool, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
First-person dog sled.
Team yeah. It looks like it's a. I don't want to say roguelike, but
they said that.
Yeah, they did say roguelike. Because like one of the things that they showed off is like, oh, you like on this particular run, she got ambushed by a bear and one of the dogs died. So she had one less dog throughout the rest of the trailer or the rest of the gameplay that they showed off of it. So it's gonna be it's interesting, and I think I'm gonna pick it up when it comes out just because it looks really cool.
Yeah, definitely. It looks really cool. I've heard a lot of people compare it to like Firewatch, but maybe faster paced and not just a walking simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. The next thing that they showed off was Darkwood, available this May, and it has an interesting premise. It's a top-down view, kind of survival horror game.
Yeah.
It
looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. It seems interesting. It's kind of a pass for me.
Yeah.
But
I feel like there's been a lot of the top-down games that I'm used to and I like and I want to play, like Ape Out and Garage and now I can't remember, Mr. Shifty.
Mm-hmm.
Are very fast-paced and like just like going through hordes of enemies and stuff, where this looks very like, okay, you're gonna have to take it slow and just try to survive for the most part. And I'm just kind of like, I'd rather the fast-paced stuff, so
yeah,
I'll pass on that one.
Mm-hmm. The next game that they showed off was Katana Zero, also available April 18th, so happy birthday to me. That one I probably will pick up for my birthday.
So, yeah, that's the one I was thinking I'd pick up over Cuphead.
Yeah.
Because it looks pretty awesome, like ricocheting or like swatting bullets back at people with the sword and stuff. But yeah, I can get down with that.
Yeah, it's just like the art in it doesn't seem like super intricate and whatnot, but it looks crisp enough, and it looks really good.
Yeah, the gameplay looks tight, and and it's another indie 2D side-scrolling 8 to 16-bit game, which there are plenty of, but this one looks like it has enough different and unique with it where I think I can get into it. I mean, I'm already kind of into it.
Next game that they showed off is by one of it's a studio that I enjoy a lot of, and it's from Double Fine, and it's rad. Both the game and the name of the game.
Yeah.
Coming summer 2019. Yes.
That's the one with it kind of looks like you change into a snake and
like
that.
Depending on what kind of radiation, like as you become irradiated, as you explore this apocalyptic wasteland, your body changes. I don't know if it's random every time or if you get to kind of choose what kind of mutations you take on. But
yeah, I would imagine it's kind of like Metroidvania style, where you pick up a power, you find a power up, or you figure this out, and then now you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to go to a different area and you get exposed to this kind of radiation, and then now you can do this when you go other places, and that will help you with this stuff. Kind of like that, but 3D adventure version. Yeah, or I guess it's kind of a top down.
It's kind of a top down. It's more of like Diablo style.
Yeah, kind of 45-degree top down.
Yeah. But it looks awesome. Some of the mutations seem way out there. Like there was the snake thing, which basically you get to do a bite at range. There was also another one where he got like this mutated arm that basically turned his arm into a boomerang. And you just throw it out and it comes back. So it's interesting. And I'm curious to see if, like I said, it doesn't really show if it's random what mutations you get, or if you can put points towards it, like as you build up radiation. Yeah.
I couldn't help but think of Monster Boy or Beast Boy also.
Yeah. Next thing that they showed is another game that's coming out this summer. No set date, but looked really interesting. Was the Creature in the Well. It is a mashup between a hack and slash, kind of Diablo, again, that top-down kind of Diablo-style game with pinball.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. That one's also definitely on my radar, because that one it looks really cool, and I like pinball.
Yeah, it's a cool art style, and then it's somewhat like what was that? Yoku's Island Express was a cool take on pinball, and I'm excited to see how this is another take on pinball. You could be like, yeah, I'm into pinball games, but not just pinball, but like pinball video games that take pinball to the next level. It's a whole new genre.
So next thing that they showed off was Bloodroots, coming this summer. This is a weird, fast-paced beat 'em up, kind of.
It looks really cool.
Yeah,
to me, you seem like a wilderness outdoorsy Jackie Chan. He's got like a beard, and I think, does he have like a raccoon skin hat too, wolf, or something like that? Like,
it's a wolf.
He looks like a what?
It's a wolf.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, he looks like a woodsman, and he kills people by chopping trees down and making them fall on them, or jumping off the trees and
beating them with a ladder, and
like,
whatever you
using
can do.
the world around you to defeat your foes, right? Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
that's where I got that.
Next game they showed off was Pine, available this August. It seemed like an interesting concept at the start, but I've played a ton of other games that are kind of like this, and it seems like you're the only human in a world filled with a bunch of other kind of cool looking races, and that was kind of a turnoff for me, because it's like, here's a survival RPG where you're a human in a world filled with alligator people, elk people, and fox people, and you're a human.
Yeah, you're saying that you should be one of the other.
You at least like give us the option to pick, because like my understanding is the way that the game is set up is the world kind of evolves around you as you make choices. Like if you decide that you really don't like the alligator people and you are constantly attacking them, they're gonna instantly be aggressive towards you, but like some of the other factions will be able to move in on their territory a little bit easier, and so on and so forth, which is a cool idea. But again, like, it seems from what they showed, it seems like the three factions are the fox, elk, and alligator people, and then you're just a lone human in and amongst this, which is kind of bland to me. It's just like, human, yay.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting, but I don't know. We'll see. It's not one that really caught my attention. Like when you said it, I was kind of like, which one was that? And then as you described it, I was like, oh yeah, it kind of had like a cinematic trailer and stuff.
Yeah,
looked neat, but I mean, the gameplay looked kind of like it was going for a Zelda type thing, but just not quite there. Yeah, and we'll see how it looks when it comes up, but. It's not like an instant buy or anything for sure.
Yeah. And then the next couple of things that they showed off were all from the Vlambeer studio. So they showed off that Super Crate Box is coming this April, which is a platforming adventure shooter game.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I remember all these kind of in a burst.
Yes, they were in a very quick burst. Nuclear Throne, which is actually available now, that one was kind of more like a twin stick dungeon crawl, kind of like Enter the Gungeon. So Nuclear Throne is kind of like that. And then they also said that there's going to be something available coming later this year called Vlambeer Arcade, where the first game that will be available in the arcade is Ultra Bugs, as the starting game in the arcade. And that one just kind of seems like it's a lot of twin stick shooter stuff is what it's the Vlambeer games all feel like, all with kind of a different theme. It looks cool. I might look into it, but again, it was just like, it was a lot of like, here's a lot of stuff really quick.
Yeah,
so not really a whole lot to go off of.
Yeah, a bunch of like 8-bit and lower little arcade games, which is, I mean, that's all cool. I like it, especially if they throw in like at least online leaderboards for your friends and stuff. I like that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of online leaderboards and twin stick shooters, the next game they showed off was Swim Sanity, available this summer. This one almost kind of felt like a undersea Castle Crashers.
Yeah, I was like, oh great, an entire game based on an underwater level in Mario.
Yeah. You know, if Mario could shoot in 360 degrees.
Yeah. But as far as controlling it goes, but really, like, if you think about it, that's like how Balloon Fight is. It's just in the air instead of, which I love Balloon Fight. So I could like this game. I don't know. It looks cool. And a lot of these look like they will not be like, you know, really pricey or anything too, which is great.
Yeah.
And yeah, online leaderboards, man.
Yep.
And co-op. Is there online co-op?
I believe so. I know that there's local co-op. So there should, I think in theory, actually, yeah, no, they did say that there is online co-op because you could talk through messages or through in-game chat.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it was like over voice chat or in-game chat.
Yeah.
Cool. Next thing that they showed, I was really excited for. Of course, I'm kicking myself in the butt because I haven't finished the first one. Was Blaster Master 02, available now. And it's just like, that's just a fun game. I tried playing it with my daughter, and it did not go well.
Yeah, I need to, well, I say I need to pick up the first one, but I don't know if I will because there's just so many games.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, seeing this one, I thought like, oh, I need to play the first one, of course. But yeah, that's cool. I've seen some people playing it. Looks really cool.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a classic, right?
Next thing they showed up, Stranger Things 3, the game, available July 4th, 2019, same day that Season 3 drops on Netflix. And it's just like a classic adventure game kind of look and feel to it. And from what I got from it, it seems like it's going to add to the show.
The show.
Yeah. And I'm just like, why would you do that to me? Because now it's like, if it's going to add more to the show, like more lore and more information on like behind the scenes stuff that's happening from the show, like I'm going to have to buy it and play it.
Yeah. I know there's other ones. Like, I think the Stranger Things 1 game, I think it's on iOS. I think I played a Flash version of it on the computer at some point. And it's just like super rudimentary, like 8-bit, like, you know, jump over this and you know, nothing too great. But it seems like I can't remember what 2 looked like, but I think each one has you know, gone up in its scale,
time
right?
progresses through the show. So
yeah, no, I know it's cool. That's why I was saying. It's like I like the way it's doing that.
And then the last thing that they showed off was a little bit of they teased it as they were closing out the show, because then they had talked about like, hey, if you liked any of the other indie games that you saw here, be sure to check out tons of other titles. And it's just a bunch of other indie titles that have been available on the Switch. That like, some of them are on sale. These ones that are on the screen, these are definitely on sale. And so on and so forth with that. But then like, as they closed out, you just kind of hear this techno beat in the background building up, and they announced Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda, coming spring 2019.
Yeah.
It is a really interesting... So Crypt of the Necrodancer is a really interesting dungeon crawler game.
Yeah. It's one of those that I was like, oh, that looks cool, but it just kind of came out with a bunch of other stuff. So missed it, I gotta get it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wait for the Cadence of Hyrule. So
the way I see it though is like if this game is a game that Nintendo is down to let them take their IP and put it in their own game,
yeah,
I'll support it.
Nice.
I think it's good enough to go ahead and see what the first one's like.
Yeah.
So,
I know that the gameplay wise, like you move around in the dungeon, but it has to be based off of the beat of the music.
Yeah.
And if you don't move and attack and all that stuff in beat, like you basically fail your move and you just don't do anything and you stand there until the enemy beats you to death, basically.
Yeah. Like each beat, you have a chance to do the next move, and it looks pretty neat. Like I hadn't really, like I said, I kind of missed it the first time around. I remember seeing it, and I've seen it a few times, probably on sale. But I just was always kind of like, that's cool, but I don't know if I want to play that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of gives it that like, yeah, that it must be good, right? Like, and it's a different take on a dungeon crawler that I think is worth checking out.
Yeah. But that was all the stuff that they showed off. Anything else you wanted to talk about from the Nindie Direct?
I think I did plenty of that beforehand.
Yeah. And like we covered, I mean, except for our slight technical difficulties that we had there, we talked a good chunk about a lot of these games. So we're going to start wrapping things up. Draco, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Draco Augustus, and check out my new Instagram, which is Draco Augustus. I think it's Draco_Augustus. I did that just to match my Mixer account, so maybe follow me there if you want to, which I haven't streamed in a while, but I'm working on making that easier and work better. My last stream didn't go well because I wasn't hardwired in, and I was like, okay, I need to fix that before I do it again, because it was pretty trashy looking. But yeah, and other than that, what did I do? I did Twitter, Instagram, Mixer. Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
If you want, you can email me at Draco@MuleHornGaming also.
There we go. Yeah. All right. And for me, as always, you can find me everywhere as ScrapGear. And be sure to follow Nindies and Indies on Twitter at Nindies and Indies. That's Nindies twice because "and" was too long for a Twitter handle. I gotta check and see if they've updated that. Maybe I can sneak it in there. We'll have to find out.
They made the tweets itself, you can do them longer now, so
yeah,
maybe.
Maybe. We shall find out. In any case, for now, it's Nindies and Indies, so that's Nindies twice. And if you like video game podcasts, be sure to check out Analog Assault, the official video game podcast of MuleHornGaming.com, which is our home site. That's where we post all of our stuff onto the MuleHornGaming.com site. But yeah, be sure to check out Analog Assault. They do a lot of stuff. They've been talking to a lot of. I think they just had. Did they just have an interview with someone?
I know they had the Your Anthem guy on episode or two ago. Who I actually got to meet him at PAX South. He's really cool.
Nice.
And his voice is crazy. Like he is a radio voice person for sure.
Nice.
Like, I mean, not that he's ugly or anything. I know that can be an insult. I think he's a pretty good looking guy too, I guess. I mean, but yeah. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's cool.
Nice. But that is going to do it for episode 33 of Nindies and Indies. Until next time, GG.
GG.